Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Give honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, Shalom. This is the brother Iron from a James Jamaica camp, coming with another quick lesson. And today's lesson is based upon it's pretty much based upon not forsaking the assembly of ourselves. Well, then again, it's more of a impromptu, but something that just happened, and yeah, earlier, about 5 minutes ago, the brother Yeshaya actually called me, haven't spoken in a while, you know we're actually in the same camp, but you know based on COVID, we actually get to see each other once a week, and due to circumstances, and work and other things, I couldn't get to make it to camp last Saturday, right? So it was just calling in, checking up, see what's happening in the spirit, and we had just a wonderful conversation. It actually, it edified both myself and the Ak. We were breaking bread, talking about things that we were going through in the spirit, a similar demon that we were facing, and just building each other up. And what came to mind is when we usually have classes on Wednesdays and Thursdays, out here in Kingston, Jamaica. We had camp, classes every Wednesdays and every Thursday, and that would be a time when we would get to, refresh our spirit, as a body and as a camp. And, it used to, it used to keep us a whole lot, and of late I've been, very, very drained and suppressing the spirit, but we keep fighting, right? And then this precept, verse, what's this? Verse 25, but I'll start at Hebrews 8 and 25 came to mind, but as I was pulling up this lesson, I decided to start at verse 19. That definitely came to mind. So see, not now we're in this pandemic, or whatever the hell Esau wants to call it these days. I would implore brothers, seeing as though we can't get to meet as often, or even though there are the groups that are there, call brothers and check up on brothers every now and then, break bread with brothers, just check to see what's happening in the spirit, because just hearing from a brother through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that can do wonders. All right. So just gonna make this quick. Sorry if I'm ranting a bit. Just wanted to give with a context to what I'm breaking down. And this is Hebrews 10, and I'll start at verse 19. It says, "Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Yahweh Shai, by a new and living way which he had consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh, and having an high priest over the house of the Most High, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water." All right. So right there and then it's basically highlighting the fact that, look, Yahweh Shai actually died for us. Yahweh Shai, is our high priest, that made that sacrifice. As it says, we with all boldness we enter into the way of holiness, by the blood of Yahweh Shai. So we have these new lives. We're being raised incorruptible. We're putting on the new man. We've been washed from this filthy world, and we're actually coming closer to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? So we acknowledge, the sacrifice that was made, and understand that, look, it was made, in order for us to be clean through his spirit, right? Verse 23 says, "Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised," right? So let's look on the word wavering and see what it says, because when the flesh is pressed, when you have that battle between the spirit and the flesh, it tends to to try to hinder, that's how this, or Satan's tried to get, Satan tried to get to Achium, is by attacking the flesh, try to weaken brother's faith, right? So it says this is well, I guess it's one word, not wavering. That's the Greek. It says not inclining, firm, unmoved, right? Not leaning, not wavering, not seeing anything in regards to anything crazy. But let me just check the root, see if there's anything to it. All right, so in the root right here, it says to transitively, to incline, bow, to cause to fall back, to recline in a place of repose. And then it says intransitively, to incline oneself, or of the declining of the day, right? So basically you don't want to turn back, you don't want to be relaxed, you don't want to, you don't want to lay back, you don't want to turn, from this truth, right? So we need to hold fast to our profession, which is teaching this wisdom and this knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, both in spirit, and in truth, both in word and in deed, right? It says let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised, right? So if we truly have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we'll know that, hey, all the things that were promised, the kingdom to come, the deliverance, all the glory, and also, what is before that, all the death and destruction that we need to be saved from, in the days ahead, then we definitely would need to hold fast to, the profession of our faith, right? Now here's starting the point at verse 24. It says, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, right? So we have to consider one another. Let's look on the word consider. Right? It says to perceive, remark, observe, to understand, to consider attentively, fix one eyes upon, mind upon, right? So basically we should actually be observing each other. We should actually, be having our mind upon, brothers, thinking about brothers, wondering, is a brother okay? Things like that, right? To perceive with the mind, right? To think upon, right? Ponder, consider, just wondering, hey, is a akar right? Or, wonder how I can help, or, just checking in the spirit, may never know who may need an that spirit of exhortation, right? So it says, let us consider one another to provoke unto love and good works. Now let's look at the word provoke, right? And incitement, irritation. So we should actually, it says incitement to good, or dispute in anger, content, provoke unto. So basically, we should be, urging or irritating each other unto good works. Ask Aki, Ak, when last he prayed, hey Ak, when last he did a lesson, hey Ak, when last he read, hey Ak, how you doing in the spirit, things like that, that is, provoking each other, unto love and unto good works, hey Ak, how are you doing on the journey, do you need some, some spiritual supplies, do you need, to get some weight, some spiritual weight off, to get a rest, do you need, some advice, to ease a burden, or, it may be a case where you see a brother actually falling off, and you have to say, hey Ak, get your shit tight, pretty much, right? So it's all about provoking unto love and unto good works. Now let's look up good works, right? This is the word good. Honorable, right? Morally good, noble, confer an honor, right? And this is actually a honorable work, right? As it pertains, how a brother is dealing with a brother, how his brother, mind towards you, how Bashem Yahushai, just the overall vibe or energy or spirit towards, you know, the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is, it consists of so many things. And that is why, you know, we grow day by day, right? It comes with, you know, studying these scriptures. It comes with fasting. It comes with praying. You know, it comes with teaching the knowledge. It comes with brotherly love. You know, it comes with, you know, building of character. It comes with, it's so many things, you know, and we won't be perfect until we're in the kingdom. So, you know, you see a brother building up, you know, you commit, you know, you exhort, you know, whether it's, you know, a word of commendation, you know, to keep up the good work through the Spirit, or it may be a case where, hey, you know, brother, you know, you can do it, or, you know, you need to be built up, right? You know, helping, seeing the imperfections, and truly, you know, in all sincerity and truth, helping a brother to overcome those imperfection and those hurdles, whether it's be, you know, it requires a comely rebuke or an uncomely rebuke, you know, as long as it's been done, you know, with the right spirit. You know, that's part of it. Once, as it says, let us consider one another to provoke unto love and unto good works. So once it's been done to provoke, you know, to provoke unto love and to good works, then, you know, that is definitely acceptable. Now here's the point, verse 25, it says, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. Right, and that is the thing, you know, as I said, you know, the brother called, and it definitely lifted my spirit. You know, I could hear it in his voice as well, you know, based on how we were talking and how everything was going. It lifted his spirit, you know, and it just takes, you know, it just makes the journey, you know, a bit easier to, you know, to go. You know, it actually comforts the spirit, you know, and it's all spiritual, you know, not on any um carnal thing, which, you know, part of fellowship, and, you know, may talk about a few things here and there, but, you know, for the most part, you know, with this conversation that I'm describing, it was, you know, all spiritual, you know, the whole 9 yards, you know, the whole thing was just uplifting to the spirit. So once again, you know, I am just imploring brothers, you know, to call brothers, check up on brothers, you know, furtherance of the spirit, you know, because yeah, we're separated due to the pandemic, and, you know, things are a bit limited, but it doesn't mean that, you know, we can't still build in the spirit, or it still doesn't mean that we, you know, we can't communicate and get things done. You know, it doesn't mean that we still can't fellowship, right? It doesn't mean that we should just stop communicating, you know, altogether, or to the most minimal point. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom.